There's very rapid technology change, faster than ever before, and it's going to continue to accelerate. There's a hyper-competitiveness that's occurring in the marketplace because of globalization, which is the next issue, which will continue to occur going forward. And the cost of entry, market entry, is lower now than it's ever been before, particularly in certain types of industries involving like software, also because of global markets and the ability to go after micro markets, which we talk about here, the emerging, which eventually can become very disruptive on a larger scale. Now, when you execute, there's two fundamental factors. There's the financial factor, and I want to focus on that for just a second because it's very important. A lot of people put that second. The reason why it's important to look at your internal rate of return as you make investments and think that way is because without that, you're not sustainable. And sustainability is really critical, and having a long-term commitment, which we'll discuss in just a moment, is important. In Silicon Valley, there's a lot of groups that have moved here from all different types of corporate industry areas, and they've all played different ways in terms of how they might work. For example, some of them have actually become fund-to-funds along with doing their direct investing and fund-to-fund seeding of other venture capital groups that might align to them. They've also worked with or started their own accelerator incubator around specific objectives in mind. Again, these are things that need to be explored in detail. First, classical venture capitalists, much like I've been over the years, are motivated and obligated to invest and return capital. We raise capital, we're motivated to return it. So we have time horizons that might be shorter than what a corporate venture capital group might need. So that can be much more patient money. That can be very, very valuable in the process of investing long-term and thinking strategically. Also, corporate venture capitalists can bring something very unique to the game, and the reason why I like to bring them to my deals at a certain point, they can bring sales, distribution, joint ventures that might involve manufacturing or R&D, assortment of different things that can bring specific value to the deals I'm involved in at a specific point in time. But like classic venture capital, it is a long-term commitment. This is where a lot of historically corporate venture capital groups have made major mistakes. You have to stay invested. It's full of successes, but also full of a bunch of failures because people didn't make the right commitment or think through strategically how this was going to align to their business and think about it as a business in itself. Many of the corporate capital groups and in the future, there's been a spring well of increased corporate venture capital programs, but in the next downturn, you're going to see a lot of people abandon, and that's the mistake. Actually, you should almost double down when things are bad because that's when you can find some very interesting opportunities, and the companies that succeed in the downturn are the ones that build lasting value. You saw that with companies like Uber and Airbnb, which all occurred in the last downturn. If you had not been a participant in that, and that marketplace was relevant to you, then you would have missed a great opportunity. The process of having a corporate venture program is you can bring that entrepreneurial spirit into the corporate environment, and you should look to do that because that spirit can help bring some risk-taking with rewards attached to it in a way to help you drive your company forward.